Bada boom, bada bang, bada bop. We are back with the Skechers Aero Burst. One of the most surprising hype shoes. I've had a lot of requests for this, so you know I had to get it. In the words of Aubrey Graham, you know I had to do it to him. Now, if you're looking for a new shoe, maybe you're evaluating the Skechers Aero Burst or other max cushion shoes, you gotta make sure you're on the Supwell app. Not only because it's the best buy, sell, and trade marketplace, and it's my app, and I built it through blood, sweat, and mileage, but also because we have other people who post reviews. So we got the marketplace, we got the best hobby jogger community, and we have a lot of people who post reviews of these shoes so you can see how they might work for you. Oh gosh, I'm getting played out by the sun. So you can see how they work for you. You might not be 6'2", 160 like me. You also might be looking for a different thing than what I'm looking for. So we got the reviews, we got the marketplace, we also have the merch dropping on Friday, hat, shirt, a bunch of good swag. I'll throw up the graphic right here. The mug has low-key been one of my favorites. I've been doing my coffee in it every morning. The shorts are just fantastic. They're great for those afternoon doubles and for all the family shenanigans you might get into. And on the app, we'll have a 10% off for everybody. So get in with us on the app. Best place to find shoe deals, best gosh dang running community, best swag, and enjoy today's video. Coming with that big Skechers energy this morning. When you see that Skechers S, that really means something now. When I see that S, you know what I feel? I say, all right, bro, you see that S, you're going to think a certain way. You're going to think, oh, this is trash. This is for people who don't know what's good. This is for people who don't run. All right, bro, think that. Think that. I'll let you think that. And then bang, they just randomly drop the biggest banger of 2025. This S stands for something now. This is the underdog S. It actually kind of looks like a U. Look, U and then D. This is not Skechers anymore. This is Underdog Incorporated. Look, U, D, and then that could be an I. Maybe they should do a rebranding and call this the Underdog Aero Tempo. That's actually not a bad idea. If Skechers just completely changed their branding. Somebody suggested that on the Supwell Running Instagram. They said, you know, Skechers has not been that successful with the current branding. Maybe they should just change altogether. And you know what? I agree with that. So today we have the Skechers Aero Burst. I reviewed the Aero Tempo a few weeks ago. This guy right here, I was skeptical. I wasn't sure what to think of it, but it was really good. I just said maybe one of the biggest bangers of 2025. That's not an exaggeration. This made my top 5 speed list. It is so fast. It reminds me of a Boston 12, maybe even faster, maybe even bouncier. The rocker is so nice. They crushed it. They nailed it. This is perfect in terms of the midsole composition for what they're trying to do, and it's not too soft. If you want soft, go get the Neo Zen or go get the new Rebel, which I ran in yesterday. It's a firm, fast, demon time speed weapon. Now, this guy in the box, Aero Burst, this is Skechers Max Cushion shoe, and it's actually weirdly hype. A bunch of people have requested me to review this. I saw they actually sent this to Floberg, too. He posted it on his story yesterday or the day before. I've seen some people do reviews on the Supwell app. So I'm excited. And it's weird now. Skechers actually does have some hype. They've been able to swing it with these new shoes and with the Aero line, the Aero branding. The one thing I was thinking about, though, is Salomon had the Aero branding first because they had the Aero Blaze, the Aero Goat, which is now on the 3. I didn't run in the 2 or the 1, but maybe Skechers should have thought of that. Or maybe Solomon's going to hit him with the cease and desist. I don't know. But regardless, let's get this thing out of the box. This is designed to be the max cushion cruiser to go up against shoes like the Glizzy, the Nimbus, the Neo Zen, maybe Neo Vista. Let's see how it looks. Bada boom. Oh, they tell us all this stuff. They got the arch fit in here. Oh, no. The arch fit is not what we want. This is the thing that has the bump. So we'll just have to see. This is made in China, too. China. And speaking about made in China and the price, this is I think it's $150. It's $10 cheaper on Running Warehouse. So make sure to get it on Running Warehouse, not through Skechers directly. And if you see this box that I had over here, I made the mistake of getting it from Skechers directly, buying it from the Skechers website. It was $10 more expensive. And Grant actually had a discount code for me that he somehow got, and I didn't even use that. So I just took L's all around. So be sure to get this off Running Warehouse because the prices are cheaper there if you do decide to get it. All right, looks of this thing. It looks like a watermelon lemonade sort of situation, and holy cow, this is heavy. This is a lot heavier than I was expecting, but it is designed to be a max cushion cruiser. This is designed to be a comfort shoe, go up against some of my favorites like the Brook Glycerin Max here, which is a $200 shoe, and that's the thing with Skechers, putting out good shoes at good value, right? So $150 in the Aero Burst. Let me actually check real quick on Running Warehouse so I'm not saying something that's incorrect. It's either $150 or $140. $140. It is $140 on Running Warehouse. $150 on Skechers.com. So of course get it on Running Warehouse. But yeah, designed to be the max cushioned comfort shoe. It has the Hyper Burst Ice. This one had the Hyper Burst Pro, the tempo shoe, the Aero Tempo aggressive speed shoe. Very firm. This one, it feels much softer, feels more comfort oriented. Ooh, and good bounce back, man. That was my thing with the Rebel. When I was pushing in that Rebel foam yesterday, it wasn't bouncing back that much, and it was decently bouncy out there on the ride, but not super impressive. This feels nice, man. So this is a super critical, I believe, TPU. It feels very much like that. Great rubber coverage. Looks of it, I'm not 100% convinced on this new design language, at least, or especially on this shoe. I would have liked them to see them do something different. I don't love the neon. I don't love the combination, but it's not a bad looking shoe. It's all about how it performs. But you get a lot of cushion in the back, nice wide base compared to the Glizzy here. Very similar. Comfortable looking upper here, nice padding on the tongue. The thing is with the toe box, it was super narrow on the Aero Tempo, and it looks like that's the same thing here. I can just visually see compared to the Glizzy. Let me go grab my tools, my measuring tools. All right, let's take the Glizzy up at the toe box here. 93 millimeters wide. Same spot on the Skechers. Yeah, 88. And if you go even farther up, it was just right up at the front, maybe an inch or half an inch. You get 7. Oh, no, let's get the actual toe box here, not the foam. 73. Let's see that same spot on the Glizzy. Yeah, dude. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying right here. 79 or 80. So very narrow. That was really the one downside of the feel of the Aero Tempo. If you have a wide foot, that thing would not be comfortable. And that's going to be my main concern with this. The foam looks super good, but it's the fit. You see this, they have the arch thing. So the reason I was reacting to that when I saw it, that card in the box, is because there's this bump in the middle. Skechers used to do it with all their shoes, and it was in the last version of this, which is called the Max Road 6. This is a rebranding of the Max Road. I actually was Googling around for the Max Road a few weeks ago, and this popped up. It was a picture of it on Google Images, and it said Max Road 7 on Skechers.com, but it looked like they changed the name. So this was supposed to be the Max Road 7 rebranding. That was a really good shoe. I only ran it once or twice because no one was really interested in it, and then I gave it away on the Christmas giveaway. But really solid shoe. But it did have that bump. All of the old Skechers shoes had the bump. This one did not. I think that's a really smart design choice to not put the bump in the speed shoe, but unfortunately it is back in here. It bothers a lot of people. Didn't quite bother me in the old ones, but we'll just have to see. What else should I mention here? Goodyear rubber coverage. This thing grips the road really well. Another tire collab. Yeah, nice wide forefoot here. I'm just excited to run in this. And it is weird, right? Being excited to run in a Skechers. But let's put this thing through the lab so we can actually get some miles in it. song is just stuck in my head. You gotta love her, brother. I'm so fly. All right, left side. You know what? Let's take off this tag here. I'm just gonna rip it with my bare hands. It's probably not very heavy. We'll just take it off anyway. Left side. Oh gosh, was that zeroed out? Yes, it was. Man, that's a heavy shoe. 342 grams. For some context, if you look at the other shoes in this category, Max Cushion Cruisers, Nimbus coming in at 318 grams. Glizzy Max, same thing, 324 grams, so also lighter than the Skechers. The only shoe I can think of that's heavier than this, there's a few. The Speedland shoes, those are heavy, especially the Under Armour collab. The Skyward X is up there. It's at 330. And then the Nike Pegasus Premium is at 350, although I do have that one in a size 11 because that's all I could find at the time. Let's QA this thing, too. But like I always say, oh, gosh, grasshoppers. There was a baby grasshopper on my camera. As I always say, with these shoes, especially the Max Cushion shoes, it's more about the ride and the comfort versus the weight. I'm not trying to run any speed when I'm pulling for a shoe like this, so it's more so about the feel and how it performs out there. This one is 335 grams, so 7-gram difference. Not great, not terrible. And let's throw one of my new favorites of the summer. This is a shoe I've been running in a ton recently, Mizuno Neo Vista 2. And this is awesome because of the lightweight. So much stack at only 286 grams. But the difference is 60-gram weight difference, also $60 price difference. This is $200, and the Aero Tempo is $140. So in some of these cases, you're getting what you pay for. Stack check, man. The one thing with the arch fit is I don't know if anyone is super hype about it. Is anyone saying, you have to do the arch fit, please keep that arch bump? And the people who are, can't you just put an insert in there, an insole that has the arch support that you want? That would be my question. Unless it's something that they do for the doctors, so the doctors can just prescribe it to people. I'm not sure. But stack of this, 43.5 in the back. That's good. That's max cushion. That's not super max stack, but that's max stack. That's Nimbus territory right here. And Nimbus is one of my favorite of these pure comfort shoes. Maybe I should have brought the Vomero out here, but that's more of a daily trainer to me. Let's see. And what's interesting with the new Skechers lineup, hold on, let's get the measurement. Boom, look at that, right around the same. So Nimbus is going to be one of our main comps to this. And the Skechers does undercut the Nimbus by $25. But what I was going to say is what's interesting about the new Skechers lineup is they have the Spark, the Burst, and the Tempo. They don't have a traditional daily trainer. They have a lower stack shoe in the Spark, more of a rebel type of shoe. Then they have the aggressive speed trainer, almost race shoe in the Tempo. And then they have the Max Cushion Cruiser. And I was thinking yesterday, maybe that's a good strategy because who wants a Saucony ride type of shoe from Skechers? They're saying, no, we're not going to give you a bland shoe. We're just going to give you 3 cooler shoes. I like that. No mid. Nobody needs a Nike Pegasus knockoff from Skechers. All right. Glizzy, boom, 41.6. So specs are competitive in terms of the stack. Let's get a width comparison quickly. These are some of the widest shoes out there. Nimbus coming in at 103 millimeters in the back. Glycerin Max comes in at 94. And the Max Road 7, a.k.a. the Aero Burst, comes in at 97. So in between the Glycerin and the Nimbus, 4-foot measurement here, 117 millimeters wide. That's in the Skechers. Man, 120 in the Glycerin. And I'm guessing this is slightly less, maybe around 112. No, 121 in the Nimbus. So very similar. Specs are competitive. It's just a heavy shoe, but we'll see if this foam gives us some good bounce. Skechers Aero Burst. Oh no. They put the laces in the wrong way. I really don't like that. They have the laces going down through the holes. Oh gosh. It's like trying to eat left-handed. Trying to get these laces tied up with the wrong way. I really don't like that when they do it from the factory. Are these made in China? Made in Vietnam. I'm surprised. Vietnam usually puts the laces in the right way. Yeah, step and feel. This is decently comfortable. I'm not noticing as much of that narrowness in the front as on the speed shoe. I think it's because of the upper material. This upper it's not the nicest. Let's give you an. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, hold on. Man, it's crazy. These Gobi tripods, they literally break every 3 months. They just stop working. It's because they have the legs that you can move, so it's super flexible. But those are the trade-offs, right? Flexible legs means that it's less durable. All right, walk test. So fit and feel on the Skechers Aero Burst, I am highly impressed. This foam is super comfortable. It reminds me of a Glycerin Max, but maybe even softer. The rocker is great. You get a lot of cushion in the heel. That 42 millimeters is really coming through. It doesn't feel too high drop or low drop. It's just right in that middle sweet spot. The upper is comfortable. The tongue is nice and padded. This feels like way more of an expensive shoe than it is. This doesn't feel like a $140 shoe. This feels like a $160, $170, $180 shoe. The one downside is this upper material is slightly scratchy, but you can't feel that when it's on foot. It's just really comfortable, especially if you have a good pair of socks on. Stability is okay. It does have that wide base, but I can feel that it's a tall max cushion shoe. And then the other thing, the one watch out is the toe box. If you have a wide foot, probably not going to work for you, but for most people, if you have a standard foot, this should be okay. Definitely not as narrow as the Aero Tempo. So comfortable, cushioned, and the foam on that walk right there has some good bounce and give. So I'm excited to get some miles in this. We're going to do 8 miles this morning. Nice recovery run. I was supposed to do a workout today, but wasn't feeling it. I've been trying to do a better job at dialing in my recovery and not pushing it when I know that the runs are going to be a fail. So another recovery day, another short recovery run. Let's get it in. I'm super hungry, man. I've been starting my runs an hour later this week, and I can really feel it because I've been playing with the kids in the morning because Mason's out of school and they have swim lessons, but they're not till late. So I get an hour in outside playing with them before I even film or run. And then my run is an hour delayed, so I'm dang near ready for lunch now. But I have to go run for an hour, so we'll see how this turns out. But man, these are comfortable. Good squish, good bounce. I can feel that it's a heavier shoe, but just falling into the stride here, my goodness, this is nice. Early overreaction. This is a comfort banger. I love the way this foam feels. And this is what I was saying about the Aero Tempo, how it reminded me of the Glizzy Max, even though it's a speed shoe. This has a similar thing. The foam compression, the feel of it, the bounce, man, it's so nice. And I can pick up the pace here and it responds well. Yeah, this is super bouncy. Weight is really just gonna be the biggest downside here.
But I mean, $15 cheaper than the Vomero at a similar weight with a bouncier foam. More of a rocker. By golly, Skechers. Man, I'm gonna get crushed out here today. It's already 80. I can feel it. It's good. It's acclimatization. Heat acclimatization. I also can't feel the arch fit in this, which is good. It doesn't bother me at all. You know what this feels like? Running on top of raspberry jam in the best way possible. It has this gelatinous sensation, but it's sweet and pleasing, like raspberry jam. Man, Skechers is just consistently putting points up on the board this summer. It's about to be a Skechers boy summer. Man, Skechers is about to have 2 shoes on the power rankings. That's crazy. Not even a mile in. This is a top 5 max cushion shoe. This is really good. Their foams are just, man, they're on that Puma level with the foams. What's unique about this one is feels like it's compressing just as much as I want it to. For example, when I slow my cadence down and I want the comfort, it's a nice bed. It's like a water bed. And then when I quicken the cadence, put more power into it, it stiffens up and bounces me off like I'm jumping on a bed. Beautiful, beautiful construction. I really hope she didn't think I was talking about her. Man, that was mile 1, 8:02. But the toe off experience in these is just a thing of beauty. A thing of beauty. The rocker combined with the foam just feels so good. Man, this is one of the most enjoyable shoes I've run in. It's just fun. It's an undeniable banger. I know a lot of people can't get past the Skechers S. Just pretend it's for Supwell. It'll be good. Mile 2, 7:26. This is super bouncy at my daily paces. This is what I thought the Aero Tempo was gonna be. A bouncy cruiser. But that thing turned out to be a legit speed killer. This is the Super Blast MagMax competitor. This thing is legit. It's straight vibes. I'm about spending money just to get it. When you die, you cannot take it with you. If you ain't beefing on the money, what's the problem? Hey, don't worry about my joggers, who I'm gonna. Hey, do you remember Fetty Wap? Incredible run. And he wasn't just a one-hit wonder with Trap Queen. He had 5 massive hits. Again, 679, RGF Island, My Way. He just couldn't sustain. But that was a movie. That was an era. That was also 10 years ago. Can you believe that? That was 2015. This midsole looks edible. I want you to get mine again, baby. I know my mileage is driving you crazy. And I get miles with my baby. I be up on Supwell getting fly with my baby. Yeah, baby. I'm like, hey, what's up? Hello. Knew that I stuck miles soon as you walked in the door. Max Cushion Gang, we got the thickest missiles. She my mileage queen, so we had to run the roads. Mile 4, 7:30. I thought I was flying. I really thought I was cooking 6:20s there. My legs are just schmammered. It was good though, better than yesterday. And yeah, the bounce on these, top notch. This is the perfect recovery run shoe. Fun, easy to run in, and comfortable. Bang, trifecta. Man, if this thing were the Super Blast 3 or the MagMax 2 even, it would be sold out right now. This is a hit. This is an undeniable hit, certified banger. It's a smash record. Man, this is like the kid who got bullied in high school growing up to be a Navy SEAL. Meanwhile, you know where that bully is now? In his mama's basement, posting hateful comments on Reddit. Sit down, bully. Speaking of Navy SEALs, I'm getting back on my body weight exercise grind. We're getting too weak recently. 20 push-ups a day and 2 minutes of planking. That's nothing to some people. I used to be able to do 100 push-ups, just bang them out, diamond, wide stance, 100 push-ups in 3 minutes or something. Do 30 or 40 straight, but guess what? That's not what I've been prioritizing. I've been laser focused on running. But I'm too weak, man, I'm too weak. Getting back on that grind. You gotta start somewhere. This is the type of shoe I was saying that Adidas needs. Something comfortable and fun between the Prima and Prime X Strung. This feels like a $180 to $200 shoe, and it's $140. That's crazy. Man, that was a good run. It's also gosh dang hot out here. Yeah, it feels like it's mid-80s. Can't even say mid-80s already because it's late. I got a late start today. I've just been getting late starts in the summer, but yeah, 8:40 or 8 miles 41 hundredths, 1 hour 5 minutes 1 second, 7:44 pace, 140 heart rate, and just about 85 American. But gosh dang, dude, these are legit. These things can sing, they can dance, they can party, they can do everything you want a Max Cushion shoe to do. This is a top 3 Max Cushion shoe, especially of the 2025 releases. Man, this is up there for me with the Neo Vista, with the Nimbus, with the Endorphin Trainer. It has everything that you want. The comfort, the bounce, the smooth ride, easy to run in, great rocker. It's a certified smash. Skechers is 2 for 2.
On jaw.
So good. Fetty Wap, RGF Island, man. That was such a time when Fetty Wap was dropping hits left and right. How can you be that talented and then just disappear? Well, I know what the answer was. He just couldn't leave some of the distractions behind. That's what we were talking about, right? When talent doesn't work hard, that's what happens. But this is what happens when you've been in the lab cooking for years, man. Skechers has heard the criticism. They know people didn't take them seriously. They also knew that they could drop good products, and I knew that because they had the Max Road 6. I talked about this all in the Aero Tempo review, but this isn't the first time Skechers has come out with good shoes. But this resurgence, I'm feeling like it's a bloop and a blast now. I'm feeling like they've got some momentum, and people are actually going to start picking these up. People actually have started picking these up. I've seen reviews of these on the Supwell app. You know what's crazy? I've seen more reviews of these on the Supwell app. I think my guy Jeremy and our friend MJ both put up reviews of these, maybe some more people on the Supwell app. And I've seen 0 of the Mizuno Neo Vista. So more people are checking for Skechers now than Mizuno, which is crazy. And they have brand recognition. That's the thing. They have probably 99% brand recognition, if not 100% brand recognition of runners in the US. It's just when you think of Skechers, you don't think performance running. When I hear Nike, I think performance. When I hear Adidas, I think performance. Even Reebok, I think more performance in sports. And Reebok is making a comeback too. They're coming out with some new Float 6 shoes. But when I hear Skechers, even though this is now my 5th Skechers shoe that I've run, and I still don't think performance when I hear Skechers. I think Tony Romo and Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart and Terry Bradshaw. No, is it Howie Long with the Heeley Skechers? Anyway, this is a really good shoe, man. This is a certified smash. Skechers is on a roll. There's no gimmicks with it. It's comfortable, smooth, fun, bouncy. This is everything that I want in a max cushion shoe, all for $140, which is just crazy. All these brands are jacking up their prices. Saucony just went to $200 with the Endorphin Trainer. This is every bit as good as the Endorphin Trainer. Now, this is just a first run. I got to do more testing, but on this first run, this is every bit as good as the Endorphin Trainer. I might have to delete that because I did a caveat. The hot takes aren't as good when you do a caveat. Let me start over. This is every bit as good as the Endorphin Trainer, and it's $60 less. Saucony, what are you doing? That was a Stephen A. Stack coming out. And now I'm going to have the authorities coming out. Let's throw up the run for today. 8-mile aerobic run. I was cruising, got down to 7:30s, and that's how slow I've been recently. And by the way, I said this the other day. I said, man, it was my long run 2 weeks ago in the Saucony Triumph, and I said, 7:59, that's slow. That is slow for me. I'm not saying that it's objectively slow. There's no such thing as objectively slow or fast. When I say something is slow or fast, it's all relative. It's all just compared to me. I can go on Strava and look at elite marathoners' times, and I can feel like trash, or I can compare myself to myself and just say, okay, this is slower than it was or faster than it was. So when I say something is slow, I'm not trying to be insensitive or offensive or flippant about my times. It's just all related. Similar to how if I do a 4-mile run, that's short. But when I just started out, I could barely run 2 miles. And this is the thing, right? I've also been doing push-ups recently because after I did that Murph, I was realizing I'm super weak with the body weight stuff. I just haven't been focusing on it. I don't think I could do 3 regular man-style push-ups right now. Whatever, that's probably offensive too. Whatever the normal way, not on the knees. So guess what? I've been getting down on my knees, humbling myself, and just doing the knee-style push-ups. I don't know how you say it in the PC way these days, but the knee push-ups with your legs up and your knees on the ground. That's the weakest I've ever been. That is not the type of strength I want to have. And if I compare myself to a lot of people out there, the hybrid athletes, I could feel like trash about myself, but everything is relative. We can only do the best we can with the paces, with the strength, with our own bodies. So when I say something is slow, that's purely talking about myself and what I know I'm capable of doing. I have strengths in some things with the running, relative strength there, and I have weaknesses with other, like the body weight stuff at the moment. Anyway, we got 8 miles today. What I was trying to say is I was at 7:30s, which when I'm feeling strong is not a particularly fast clip, but today it's about 85 American right now. I'm at the end of a very tough period of training. I cannot wait for the mileage cut next week and the week after. It's going to be a beautiful thing. I'm going to be straight chilling. I'm still am going to be running, but just 4, 6, and 8s every day. I'm really trying to recover today so I can hit a workout hard tomorrow. And then at the end of the run, I was barely even able to hold on to 730s up the hill. And as it started even getting hotter here, I was down at 8 flats. But by golly, this thing felt amazing for all of those paces, man. It's so smooth. The toe-off experience is so nice. And especially at that 730 pace, when I was starting to get it going, the bounce on this thing is just so good. And it has this really flexible character to it. Not that the shoe itself is flexible. It's not. None of these max cushion shoes, when you start going above 40 millimeters, 45 millimeters, are flexible. But it flexes between more relaxed 8-minute, 8:30 paces and faster. I think the fastest clip I got down to was around a 6:30 or a 6:20, very briefly. But it does that all very capably. And it has this character to it where when I'm going slower and I want it to feel more comfortable, it squishes down. When I'm going faster and I want it to feel bouncier, it felt lively and bouncy. It does whatever I want it to do. It's almost this magic type of foam. That's what they should call it, is magic foam. It's really a special foam in a way that not very many shoes are like. With most shoes, you can just do one thing with them. That's where they shine. Of course, the best shoes like the Salomon Aero Glide can flex between, very similar in terms of the capability. This is a lot heavier. This more comfort oriented than the Aero Glide. This is more of the recovery shoe. That's more of the not speed, but daily trainer with some faster paces. But if you like the Aero Goat, I think you'd like this as a recovery shoe. 2 unconventional brands, 2 brands that are on the rise, but they did a really nice job with it. So other good things with it, the rocker, the geometry on this is just killer, and a great midsole foam paired with a good geometry is almost always the formula for a hit, and that's what we have here. Outsole was good. I'm sure this will last a long time. It's thick. It's the Goodyear stuff. This tends to last. Now, downsides to it, the weight. That's really the only downside. But as I got out there, 3, 4 miles, 5 miles, 6 miles, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, I didn't feel any issue with the weight. It felt fine to me, in the same way that the MagMax, the Glycerin Max, and the Skyward X don't really feel like heavy shoes once I started to get them going. Same thing with the Bondi. So I would put that up in the category with some of the best Super Max Stack and Max Cushion shoes. This is a more fun shoe to run in than the Bondi. It's like a combination of a Bondi and a Glycerin Max, or a combination of a MagMax and a more standard shoe like a Nike Vomero. Yes, you have the heavier weight of a more standard shoe. It doesn't have the super soft, light, airy foam like in a Mizuno Neo Vista 2, but the corollary to that is it does have a more robust feel. And that's what I'm saying. When I wanted it to feel soft and comfortable, when my foot strike was more relaxed, I was getting that squish. But then when I was picking it up and running with more power, it wasn't bottoming out and feeling too mushy. And yesterday, I ran in the Rebel V5 in the morning. And that was a shoe where I was having a hard time getting a good feel for it. I liked it. I said this is a 7 out of 10. It's a solid to good shoe, but I'm just not sure how it's going to do for bigger runners or for people who don't like softer foams, because it was squishing down a lot. This is perfect, man. In terms of the way that it's tuned, given the pep when I want it is there, and then when I want to hang back and feel relaxed, it's there too. So it threads the needle nicely, very similar to the Glycerin Max, even softer than the Glycerin Max. So let's go through those 3 questions that we always answer on these first run reviews. First, how does this do versus its intended purpose? Now, Aero Burst, this is designed to be, I hope my neighbors don't think I'm being passive aggressive by doing the pause thing, because they've come. Oh no, it was just I thought that was the white Tesla. It's not. That's a Bentley. Aero Burst, designed to be a comfortable max cushion cruiser. This is not a speed shoe, and man, certified smash hit in terms of that intended purpose. Even better than I expected, because a lot of the time, especially with these heavier shoes, think about the Vomero and how much I liked that in the first half of the year. I was saying, dude, this is a great shoe. This is comfortable. This is what I want for a recovery shoe. I'm glad Nike made this, but it doesn't have that extra capability. Once I start getting to an hour, I can feel the foam fatigue, and it just doesn't have the bounce. We didn't go past an hour in this today, but I felt the bounce the entire time, and just way more of a bouncy, vibrant, exciting ride than the Vomero. The Vomero is all about the cushion, the comfort, the impact protection. This has that plus the vibrancy, the excitement, and the fun ride. So that's the difference. And again, $140 versus $155 for the Vomero. So truly a fantastic shoe. Nails it for the intended purpose. Question number 2, versus the other shoes in the category, and this is where it starts to get wacky, because this is $140. This is now cheaper than the gosh dang Saucony Ride. Saucony Ride is $145. This is cheaper than the Nova Blast. That went up to $150. This is cheaper than any of those standard daily trainers. This is $10 cheaper than the Brooks Ghost. $60 cheaper than the Endorphin Trainer. $60 cheaper than the Super Blast and the Glycerin Max. $40 cheaper than the MagMax. So, man, versus any of those shoes, if you are searching for value, the Skechers Aero Burst is now the best value max cushion shoe. And even taking away any price consideration, just thinking about the ride here, I might pull for this depending on the day, depending on what I want. And of course we have to get more miles. There I go with the caveats again, but I might pull for this over some of those shoes. And if we're purely thinking about the new releases, and I've been trying to reframe my mindset recently about this, because I know a lot of people are looking for replacements of the Glizzy Max, the MagMax. If we're just talking about, hey, I want one of these newer releases, this or the Neo Vista, man, this is right up there with the Neo Vista. And maybe I'll do a head-to-head comparison. Probably not, actually, because these are just two extremely niche shoes. But this isn't as soft, weird as the Neo Vista. That one is very fluffy. That has the moon boot feel. This has slightly more of a normal character, way more of a normal character to it. Geometry is similar to the Brooks Ghost Max. This is basically like if you took the best version of the Brooks Ghost Max. If they didn't have the Glizzy in their lineup, it would be this. And guess what? This undercuts the gosh dang Brooks Ghost Max by $10. So, man, this is all about value, but it has the comfort, the fun, the enjoyment, the aesthetics of it. I'm not a huge fan of the tropical smoothie look. It looks like some mango and lime slices, some pear and papaya. Not terrible, not great. And guess what? The Skechers S, it's growing on me now. I told you, man, it's like the classic thing. If you were watching the Oklahoma City Thunder 5-6 years ago, or the Indiana Pacers 6-7 years ago, those jerseys don't look like anything special. But guess what? When you see the blue and the orange in the NBA Finals, it looks pretty good, huh? It's the Jaden Daniels effect. When you see the maroon and the gold, when Washington changed their name from the football team into the Commanders, doesn't look that great. The Washington Commanders, the name doesn't sound that cool. But when they're making it to the NFC title game, those jerseys look pretty good. And this new design aesthetic is starting to look pretty good to me now with the new S and even these cuts here. So, yeah, not my favorite out of the box, but with these shoes, once you start to get them to sing and to dance and to clap their hands and to do whatever else you want a running shoe to do, I don't mind the look. So, flies on me. Question flies on me because the shoe is the Question number 3. How does this compare to everything else on the market? Now, it's not a speed shoe, but again, thinking about the value and also thinking about everything else that's out there, from the standard daily trainers to the max cushion cruisers to the lightweight speed shoes like we have in the Rebel V4. If we are just thinking about the training shoes, this feels like it could be a do-it-all shoe for somebody. This feels like it could be that one shoe rotation for someone who wants something comfortable. The same type of person who's gonna buy the Vomero or the Clifton or even the Glizzy Max could buy this. This could be that Pegasus replacement for somebody who wants a lot of cushion. This could be that Bondi replacement, man. It really has a lot of range. It felt good when I was picking up the pace, felt good when I was hanging back. I didn't test it with some strides because I really just do not want to put any more intensity on the body than I need to, but truly versatile. I'm having a hard time finding anything wrong with it. The fit also isn't terrible. Slightly narrower up front. For most people, it should be okay. Stability is also good. Just a truly fantastic shoe. Skechers Aero Burst, A+, certified smash. This is like Taylor Swift linking up with Kendrick Lamar back in the day. This is a banger, man. This is a banger. It's got some poop on it. Is that poop or dirt? I don't know. All right. That's all I have for you today. Summer drop coming Friday. Hat, shirt. We got some trees getting cut up over there. You can probably hear it. Somebody said it's like summer ASMR though to hear the lawnmowers and the trees. So I hope this is relaxing you. I'll be back tomorrow. There's another fly on me with another video.